Hey guys, Dr. Polly. We're going to do exercise 2, angle support in chapter 7. And to begin with, what we're going to do is we're going to build the base, and then we're going to build a plane at 120 degrees to this surface, and we're going to fill it out, and then we're going to use the rib tool to put a rib in. Alright, so follow along. Alright, so first thing I'm going to start with the bottom, and I'm going to do that from the top plane, and I'm going to put a circle right on my origin. And it's got a radius of 40, so my diameter is going to be 80. And then I'm going to take a corner-to-corner rectangle, and I'll just go down like this, make sure it snaps down here. If you don't think it snapped, just grab that corner point, hold control, grab the circle, make them coincident, and it'll fully define it. The distance from the midpoint of the circle back to the last edge is 95. And I'm going to take my trim tool and I'm going to cut out that part right there. So there's my base. So I'm going to finish that. The thickness of that base is 20. So there we go. Now we're going to build the back here, and it's at a 120 degree angle. So let's go ahead and add a plane. So I'm going to say reference geometry plane. Now I'm going to make that plane coincident to this edge, okay? By making it coincident to an edge, I can apply an angle, okay? So there's the edge, coincident. My second reference is what I'm going to base my angle off of, which is going to be the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to go over here and select angle, and I already have 120 degrees in there, okay? Now here's something you want to look at. You see the way that the arrow is pointing here? If I draw on that plane, it's going to face that way. In other words, I'm going to be facing this way towards that arrow. So I need to draw on the back, so this isn't in my way. So I'm going to say options, I'm going to say flip normal, and so it's back this way. And I'm going to say OK. So there's my 120 degrees. With that selected, I'm going to say extrude base, and you can see that the plane rotated this way, the way I wanted it to. I'm going to take a corner rectangle, come out here like this, hit escape, grab that corner, hold control, grab this corner, and we'll make them coincident. The height of that back is 95, like so. Alright, now let's go ahead and add our other features to it. So what I've got basically is this right here, and I'm going to apply all this stuff right here. Alright, so first things first is I need to locate the center of these circles, okay? So I'm going to start with the outside one, which is a radius 25, which is diameter 50. Alright, and I'm not, if you notice, this is only 80 wide from here to here, but this is 90 wide. So when I draw that circle, I'm not going to snap it on this line, because that would cause me some problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here somewhere and draw one circle, come out here somewhere and draw a second circle. And I'm going to go ahead and dimension between those 90. Alright, and then I'm going to take one of those circles, centers, I'm going to find the midpoint down here, and I'm going to make that 45, which is half of 90 to help center them. Now I'm going to dimension one of my circles. Dimension this circle, and it's a radius of 25, so it's a diameter of 50. I'm lazy, so I'm going to select that circle, hold control, and make them equal. And I'm also going to make them, I'm going to grab the centers, this center, hold control, and grab that center and make them horizontal so they'll line up straight across. Now, the next thing I want to do is that the top of this circle is at the top of this, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to make that tangent. So I'm going to take this line, hold control, grab this circle, and make them tangent, and it'll bring them both up to that surface. And if you look, there's a little bit of a gap here. Alright, so we'll fix that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and do it now. So I'm just going to come in and extend that. And do the same thing here. And get my trim tool out. Let's go ahead and clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to run my trim tool this way, and then we'll come in here and find that little bit there. Same thing here. Technically what I should have done is use my extend tool. That way it would have got rid of that extra point. And I may go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to cut out that piece and cut out that piece because, you know, might as well do it right. I'm going to use my extend tool and click both sides, and it extends out. So now I don't have that extra little point running around. All right, so this is still 80. This is now 90 from here to here. Let's put our inside circles that are going to get cut out, which have a diameter of 25. So here and here, dimension this one to be 25. Hit escape. Select that circle and make them equal. And there we go. Now the next thing is we have a fillet down here, which is a radius of 10. So fillet 10 here, yes, and here, yes. I'll say okay. And there we go. So there is this shape, okay? Now, I'm going to finish, exit out, and look at my extrusion. It's going the wrong way, so I need to go ahead and tell it to flip. Okay, there we go. And the thickness is 20, and if you notice, it'll meld right in, okay? And say okay. Alright, so there's that. I'm done with that plane, so I'm going to hide it. And now let's put in these two cylinders here. So extrude base, this, my origin is right there in the center of that circle, so I'm just going to do that. My diameter on that one is 65. We're good. The height of that extrusion should be 25. Now we're going to do a cut. This surface. The diameter of that hole is 35. Finish. Alright, my cut is going to go up to surface, bottom surface. We're good. Now the next part we're going to do, and the reason I put it on the center here is because I know we're going to do a rib. So planning ahead helps. So I'm going to say rib, and because my front plane will run right through the middle of this, okay, it's going to do what I want. So I'm going to pick a line tool now. So I picked rib, I picked the plane, and now I'm going to snap to, and let me orient this where it's all right, let me orient it where I can get a snap on geometry. And so I'm going to snap up here, and I'm going to go down here and snap to this corner. Now remember, it's in the middle of it. Okay, so we're good. Finish. Notice the arrow, that's good. Make sure it's both sides. The thickness of this is 16 millimeters, and say okay. And it will do your rib for you. And that's it.